Hi, I'm Peter Haddock and I'm here at Metal and Modular with Michael Brown, Design Director. Michael, we first met at the Executive Hire Show and I was literally reached new heights with you and the team here with this NAV 4.5, the brand new machine, and the NAV 6.0. And one of the things that really struck me, and I think struck you as well, was the fact that this is a new product, the 4.5, that really does address some serious issues when we come to carbon reduction and also when we come to safety on site. We don't have to have a battery power on this, we don't have diesel, we have the power of the hand and the foot with the braking mechanism. But one of the things that we talked about was how can we bring innovation into the industry, and how can we do that from UK businesses that fabricate everything in the space that we're here at now?
Well, I think, Peter, we need feedback. We need feedback from customers and clients.
Yeah.
So every time we look to make a product, we make it from our experience, from our own experience on sites, try to improve on products that are already out there, and maybe even take them into a different direction, as with the navigators. So rather than relying on power and people having to find power all the time to charge machines, certainly if you're doing small jobs, easy push around jobs, it just makes sense to have something that's user friendly for everybody.
And I think what's really important as well is we're dominated by plant hirers in the UK. So having a base here that you've got with all of the products that I've seen being welded and things like that, and the paint shop and everything here, and the design team, it really means that you can service that plant hire market much more effectively, can't you? For when things perhaps do go wrong, when people do damage products, you know, you've got that way of supporting the industry from the UK as well, haven't you? It's important, the supply chain element, isn't it?
I think the supply chain at this moment in time is massive.
Yeah.
And you're absolutely right. Because we can do that and we do most of our stuff in-house, we can adapt, we can make, we can paint a product and have a product ready for a customer should they need a repair or replacement literally within hours. So we're very active like that. We're, you know, a reactive organization. Also, because we innovate, we're able to make bespoke accessories for our equipment.
Right.
So if a client has a particular need, if he wants to carry, for example, a particular object to a certain height and it fits onto our machine, then we can adapt the machine. Because we're the designers and manufacturers, we can do all that in-house.
And that's really cool, because what I liked about using the machine here is the fact that, you know, literally I could walk into it, so simple, you know, to operate. But equally, what I felt secure about was the fact that you'd put a fail-safe into this. So if I happen to fall over or pass out inside the unit here, the NAV 4.5 or the 6 that you're in, you know, somebody can actually get me down.
Absolutely.
From that height, from the ground level. And
yeah,
that's really important, that we, you know, we look at health and safety, and we look at the application in which people use, and that people know they can feel secure when using a product like this, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, it's, there's so many instances where somebody can be incapacitated, and it doesn't necessarily reflect on their health. It could be the environment they're in. Yeah. So if there are gases that overcome them and they pass out, then you need to get them out of that situation, out of that environment as quickly as possible. So with our navigators, what we're trying to do is offer a system whereby you can actually recover somebody as quickly as physically possible and get them out of the environment. Then you can obviously assess the situation and see if it was the person, or give them to a first aid helper, just to cover the situation for them. What
was interesting for me, folks, as well, it was the fact that these rails, right, they are literally vertical, they're not horizontal. And I learned from your colleague Lee, there's a reason for that. It's because people are literally climbing on these sort of things in the industry to get that tiny little bit of extra height. And literally, that is just not safe practice, is it? And it's like, so why not design them in a vertical sense rather than be able to horizontally climb on them?
Absolutely right. I have to say that we make accessories for other manufacturers. So other manufacturers that have machines with cross rails, we make anti-climb guards for those. You know, we work with them to try to make that work. But I could never understand why you just would not build it out of the product from the design. It made no sense to me. So as I think one of my colleagues said earlier, for us, safety is not an accessory.
Yeah, no.
It should be built into the product. I mean, you pay for the product, you want to be as safe as you possibly can.
Yeah.
So to be able to use the machine in all conditions at all times is just very, very important.
Now we talk about, you know, this industry and we're looking at innovations all the time. We've seen the way in which people have changed from diesel machines to alternative fuels and things like that. But, you know, you made this decision to actually utilize the power that we have in our own bodies to operate these machines because, again, it's that step change, isn't it? Away from, you know, we need that power, we need that element of drive force behind it. Well, for me, that's why I liked the product, and that's why when you invite me down here to say, you know, come and see us and come and see it fabricated, designed, all in this one place in a very nice location here in Northamptonshire. We don't have to pack everything full of technology, anything full of different things. We just have to address the way in which products are designed for the applications they need to be used in, don't we?
I think that's absolutely correct. For us as a small company, it was important if we was going to go into the access business that we had a different product.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't compete with companies that are out there at the moment manufacturing an enormous amount of electrical equipment, electrical access equipment.
Yeah.
So in order for us to have a marketplace, we had to come up with something that was just for us. And so this journey began with manual machines that we intend to carry on with. And as I said to you at the show, soon there'll be a two-man. We're working on that now. So
Brilliant.
we intend to carry on this journey and offer the industry an alternative. I'm not saying that we are not saying that these machines are everybody's choice or the right machine all the time, but they certainly are an alternative. And when you look at companies, as you said earlier about hire companies, now energy prices are soaring.
Yep.
The amount of money it costs companies to charge equipment prior to them going out, even on site, is enormous. So if you had 1,000 of these machines against 1,000 electric machines, it would probably cost you in the region of £10,000 the day before you had to send them out to charge them.
Wow.
Whereas with these machines, they just go straight out. And let's face it, okay, so you might have to expel a little bit of energy to wind yourself up and that. It isn't a lot. And it might be easier to push a button. But for the main contractors, when the job needs to be finished, it's important at the end of the day that they can continue the work.
Yeah.
When you push that button and the machine doesn't go up, then you're looking for power.
Yeah. And I think that's really the journey for me coming here today, you know, seeing all the people, seeing how everybody's working together, you know, seeing the designs developed from the NAV 6.0 that you've got there, that's been out on lots of sites, to the new 4.5 besides me here. Really goes to show that clever design can make a difference, but also I think, you know, why I'd like coming here is, you know, you're a UK business and we need to support UK businesses, particularly with clever ideas that want to actually make the world a better place and a safer place for us on site, folks. So it's been great to see you yet again. Thanks very much for inviting me down. Cheers.
You're very welcome. Thank you, Peter.